Hey y'all, Damon of Dr. Pester here. Right now, as I'm recording this, I'm making this a sort of a throwaway idea, but I'm going to do an unscripted rant on an animatronic problem that I've had for a long time. If I end up uploading this might become a series, so stay tuned for that. And today's topic is licensed animatronics and how I personally believe that we as the Haunter community get copped out by big companies just because they have big IPs. What made me want to talk about this topic in the first place was the recently released Xenomorph and the backlash that it got for having a high price point. Now, believe it or not, I actually like saving money. However, Xenomorph, I feel, is one of the rare instances where the price could be better, but it's justified for the item that it's attached to. For those unaware, the Xenomorph animatronic for 2026 is effectively a full-body plastic replica of the original 1979 Big Chap from the movie Alien, and for a bonus, it moves and makes sound. And you can have that all for the low price of $450. Now, yes, while that is outrageous, as soon as you look at the thing and just really get into the nitty-gritty of it, you really start to realize how much time and effort was put into sculpting this thing and making it as faithful to the movie suit as possible. I personally believe that Xenomorph might be one of, if not the best licensed animatronic to hit the retail scene. Easily. No competition. Because it's so damn well made. I love the thing to death. It's pitch perfect nearly. I feel like it only has proportional issues, and that's it. And even then, those proportional issues are very minute. I was so impressed with Xenomorph that I forgot in the same year they were releasing this Ghostface animatronic, which I am not looking forward to in the slightest, not just because of Scream 6 being a piece of shit movie, but also because I've noticed a significant issue with a lot of licensed animatronics, and it's that there's corners consistently being cut because they know, regardless, the item's gonna sell. Take, for example, the several Michael Myers animatronics that have been released in the past decade. There's a lot of them, and all of them sell because it's Michael Myers. It doesn't matter how good it looks. It doesn't matter how well animated it is. It doesn't matter how well priced it is. It will always sell because it's Michael Myers. People like Michael Myers, to my dismay, even though he's been butchered in the franchise, absolutely. But these animatronics keep selling, even though they are, one, all basically licensed off the same exact movie, that being Halloween 2, and two, looking like ass. Take the 2020 Jemmy Myers, for example. This thing does not look good. It's ugly as sin, and to make it worse, when you activate it, it doesn't even play the Halloween theme. It has a piano tune, but it's not even a piano tune. It's like a weird ringtone. Jemmy is notorious on their own for cutting corners, but I feel like this is another case of a licensed animatronic having a license and still selling, because this item reached multiple corners of the community in a pretty good span of time. And then when the shipment came in for the new Tots Myers to come to Spirit Halloween, which I actually really like, it hit me that at this rate, even if it is high priced, I would rather a licensed animatronic actually look like the character it's supposed to represent over it still being $280 but looking like a cheap Party City costume. In my honest and humble opinion, on the complete opposite side of the spectrum of an Alien being my favorite licensed animatronic of all time, an Alien also happens to be the least favorite licensed animatronic of mine. And that would be the Martian Warrior from 2023. This prop is so trash, and I'm tired of pretending it's good. The design was based off of one card, and even then it looks nothing like the card it's based on. It is $400 with a head-turning motor and a mist shooter. Tell me how you can justify this. You can't. That's the funny part. You can't justify this. Meanwhile, with Xenomorph, it's $50 more, and you're getting probably one of the most movie-accurate sculpts to hit the retail scene, plus really good movement and a nice implementation of its main weapon, that being the inner mouth. I remember when Ghostface was revealed back in 2024, and I was really dogging on it, and my friends were like poking fun at me because, I was being nerdy. But in my opinion, I think that I am right for dogging on Ghostface, because the cloak doesn't even look like the cloaks that you can get off the shelf of Ghostface. It's just a robe with fin-shaped tassels. That's not how this character is supposed to look. Here I will put on screen an image of the screen-used suit used in the original Scream, and then an image of the Scream 5 costume, right? And then the $280 animatronic. You see the issue here, right? $280, and it doesn't even look like the fucking character. It vaguely resembles him, yeah, but it just doesn't look like him. I don't know how they let this pass. And even with the weapons, it's like, yeah, sure, he has his, knife, like the weird Fun World knife or whatever. Why the fuck does he have a machete? What's with that? And the masks, too. You can't even have the plain white Ghostface mask. It's either the bloody one or the rotten one. There's no plain white one. And now with this new one, it looks nothing like Ghostface now. I've seen some people say that it's supposed to be Dead by Daylight Ghostface, but no. No, you cannot tell me that's Danny Johnson. It's a mishmash of Ghostface designs from over the years, and I really don't like the way that it looks. The Bleeding Mask is one of the most iconic Ghostface masks, and yet it's tacked on to this piece of shit prop that just opens its cloak or trench coat or whatever and reveals a bulletproof vest with these weird thin ribbon tassels with two knives, it looks like. What are we doing here? And it's not just this trend that I've seen from Spirit in particular, but also companies like Home Depot and Party City, even though they're dead, Halloween costumes, basically every Halloween retailer under the umbrella. For example, the Party City Art the Clown animatronic. This looks nothing like David Howard Thornton. I, honest to God, prefer the Party City art over the Spirit art for mechanical and build reasons. But I can't deny that appearance-wise, it looks like ass, and it's $280. Meanwhile, Spirit's art looked more like David Howard Thornton. It's not perfect, but it looks more like him, and it characterizes him better for $200. Okay, sure, Spirit won. And then the next year, they released the same animatronic with a different costume and then tack $80 more onto it. And it somehow looks less like the character. I'm glad that I'm discussing this in 2026, because for Spirit in particular, it does feel like they are improving on the quality of their licensed animatronics, especially Freddy Fazbear and Pennywise. They do look much more like their home series counterparts than, say, what they would have, 5 years ago. I mean, we have an example of this with Pennywise, where CCL-wise, yes, while being the best Pennywise animatronic on the market currently, it still missed the mark, heavily on Bill Skarsgård's likeness and the costume and everything like that. Even though it was $280, I should be getting more for this price. And it really irks me that no one else in the community seems to talk about this enough. The main thing that really brought me to talk about this was community reactions that I saw upon Myers coming to Spirit for 2026, the Tots Myers. And the first complaint people had was, it's another Michael Myers. When, if you saw the animatronic, it's the best Michael Myers that we've probably ever gotten because it looks like Nick Castle Myers. It looks like the character is meant to represent. Yes, it is absolutely going to be like $350, but at least it's $350 of a character that you want. If I'm spending $350 on a Michael Myers animatronic, it better fucking look like Michael Myers. And Tots Myers looks like Michael Myers. It's got the right boilers, it's got the right mask, it even moves better than a lot of Michael Myers that give him a stupid stabbing motion. Like, it's just a better representation of the character, and no one seems to care just because it's another Myers. I don't get it. Sure, I get the overabundance of a single licensed character can be tiring because there's 1,000 other licenses to pull from, and I'm sure Spirit has the money for that. But at the same time, Tots Myers is the best Myers we've probably ever gotten. Besides, like, maybe Jemmy Rob Zombie Myers, which came out, like, 2 decades ago. I don't get why the community has such an allergy to not wanting to address the issues with licenses not looking like the licenses they're supposed to represent. Because it's a very common issue that's been plaguing this industry since the Jemmy days. I mean, even Jemmy in their heyday had some issues representing their licenses. I could say, like, Freddy vs. Jason did not look like the character at all. Fucking H2O Myers, like, you know, the old Freddy Krueger, like the Robert Englund one. Like, they have their issues too. This has been a consistent problem that has been purging the retail industry since forever, and I'm glad that in the year of our Lord, 2026, we can buy a Xenomorph animatronic for $450 and have it come to our house looking like the Xenomorph. It seems like the community only really complains when the prop is, like, so shit, and I guess I can understand. But at the same time, when props aren't, like bad, but they aren't the greatest thing in the world, and they have, like, these really irking visual differences from the on-screen counterparts, for as high of a price that they're being sold at, I think something should be addressed about that. And I don't know why more people haven't talked about this. I rarely see people talk about this, and this has been an issue that's been irking me forever. And this isn't just exclusively to licensed animatronics either. I feel like this is also a thing with original characters, even though it's in a different way from licensed animatronics, because I feel like backstories and concepts should translate well through till the final product. But that's a topic for another day. I have a whole other rant decked for that, but I just wanted to get this off my chest because as soon as Xenomorph dropped, I found people finding complaints about it without really having the points to back that up. Like, I talked to some guy who said that the plastic on Xenomorph was shit because it was blow molded, and that the metal was not good quality. When several people on YouTube have confirmed, yes, the metal's good quality. As a matter of fact, it's impressively good for CCL. And the plastic is fine too. So I think we as a community should be expecting more from licensed animatronics, not just from the quality side of things, but also from the appearance side of things, because I've noticed a significant downward slope in accuracy to the home series over the years. And again, I just don't understand why more people haven't talked about this. I've seen this go under the radar so many times. It happened with Shorty in 2021. It happened with Leatherface and Slim in 2023. Especially Martian in 2023. It happened with Ghostface in 2024. It happened with all the licenses last year. And then it's happening again this year, except kind of the opposite, where people are just finding needless bullshit to complain about on these props that look completely fine and function completely fine as well. That are my thoughts summed up on licensed animatronics. In short, make them more accurate, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to be in the $300 or $350 price point. They should be more accurate. They should take more time to bake in the oven. They need more time to cook in the kitchen. That's wraps on prop rant number 1. I don't know what I'm going to title this. I don't know if I'm going to do a second one. Hell, I don't even know if I'm going to upload this. But if I do, thank you so much for watching, listening to what I have to say. I hope you can agree. If you have some points that you would like to make in the comments, let me know. I would love to hear what you guys think about licensed animatronics yourselves. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.